Oh, okay. Oh, do you want to put it down? Yeah, I can. If we sell anything. How much are these? $20.
टिकट वगैरह हो गए
100 हो गए
150
अच्छा 100
115.
50
50, 115.
with something like that. I'm not sure, I can't see the face. What? She said somebody else.
Oh no, we went to another place. No, it was 3 fried one and then there was 3 fried one. Next to the
It's pretty long in the way. I don't have any finance यार हलाल क्या चीज़ बनवाई उन्हें कह तो रहते थे बनवाना चिकन हलाल कैफे का
program for this evening with recitation from the Holy Quran by Mr. Ibrahim Rauf, a member of the Maldivian community in Hamilton.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لقد صدق الله رسوله الرؤيا بالحق لتدخلن المسجد الحرام إن شاء الله آمنين محلقين رؤوسكم ومقصرين لا تخافون فعلم ما لم تعلموا فجعل من دون ذلك فتحا قريبا والذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود صدق الله العظيم.
May I also invite you all to observe a minute of silence in memory of tsunami victims. Thank you very much.
මේ හෆ්ලාව ශරවතර මෙහෙම University of Waikato කුරීගේ Pro Vice Chancellor International Professor Peter Otley حاضر ودان තිබ්බ මෙහා මෙහෙම අද එක්වෙත් ගේ අහුනායිතු assalamu alaikum.
On behalf of the Maldives students and other members of the Maldivian community in Hamilton who organized this fundraising dinner in aid of the tsunami victims of the Maldives, it is a great pleasure for me to extend you all a warm and hearty welcome. Indeed, it is your kind generosity that has made this dinner a success, and your presence here today has greatly inspired our cause. We are in fact overwhelmed by the very positive response we have received so far from the New Zealand public in response to our appeal for aid in support of the tsunami victims. We are ever grateful for this support. In the same breath, I also wish to acknowledge thankfully the hard work put in by my fellow Maldivians in making this event possible and successful. I hope this dinner will be a satisfying and an enlightening event for you. Without any further ado, may I now announce a brief program that we have for you this evening. You have already heard my colleague Shahida speak in our language, which is Divehi. That was a welcome. After my brief welcome remarks, an introductory remark will be delivered by Mr. Ali Shamim, who is the coordinator of this event and a doctoral student at the university. This will be followed by a video tour of the Maldives before the tsunami. This visual presentation will be started off with the national anthem of the Maldives. You are kindly invited to rise up and join the Maldivians in honoring their country while the national anthem is being played. The video tour of the Maldives will be again followed by a presentation of a slideshow which would depict the miserable life and ruined infrastructures of some of the islands of the Maldives, resulting from the so-called killer tsunami. Next will be the main speech of the function, delivered by our guest of honor, Professor Peter Otley. Dinner will be served after the speech. While the dinner is enjoyed, a short video taken by our guest of honor on a brief visit to the Maldives will be screened. Just before we wrap up tonight's program, we'll draw the lucky winner of the door prize. Thank you for your kind attention. Now it is my pleasure to call upon Mr. Ali Shamim to deliver his introductory remarks. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The guest of honor, former Pro Vice Chancellor International, Professor Peter Oakley, distinguished guests, staff and students of the University of Waikato, and my fellow Maldivians. Assalamu alaikum. I have a sad duty to perform today because I'm here to speak briefly about the most tragic event that has caused unspeakable misery to our people and ruined years of their development within minutes. It is the story of tsunami and its impact on my beloved country, the tropical paradise in the heart of Indian Ocean, known as the Maldives. However, to begin with, let me join my colleagues Shahida and Afifa in extending a hearty welcome to you all for coming here today. Indeed, we are delighted to see so many of you supporting the cause of this event, which is aimed at raising funds towards the tsunami victims of the Maldives Islands. Life can never be the same in the Maldives for some time, as tsunami has taken a heavy toll, but with your generous and timely contributions, I'm sure their immediate suffering can be alleviated and hope restored for a better future. At this traumatic time in life of the Maldivians, we felt we were indeed lucky to be in a caring and friendly society like New Zealand, whose people have comforted us, sympathized with us, and promptly set an example to the rest of the world in terms of humanitarian aid. We were very happy to hear yesterday about the decision by the government of New Zealand to raise its humanitarian aid to $68 million. At the very outset, let me therefore say a million thanks to the kind-hearted people of New Zealand. We love you, and we will never forget you, and God bless New Zealand. The Maldives students and the Maldivians living in New Zealand have been working very hard since they heard the tragic news on Boxing Day. Except for one student in Dunedin, none of the students' families were badly impacted by tsunami tragedy, to my knowledge. However, the Maldivians in New Zealand have kept a close eye in monitoring the situation back home, and some of the students have spent sleepless nights and lunchless days in organizing various fundraising activities. Upon hearing the tragic news, within hours the Maldivian community in Hamilton gathered to discuss and draw up a plan to extend help from New Zealand to the victims of Maldives. Maldivians in other cities of New Zealand followed the suit. It was here in Hamilton City the Maldivians first launched their tsunami appeal to the general public of New Zealand. We are very grateful to the Waikato Times, which has helped publicize our appeal. It was therefore instrumental in spinning off our fundraising drive. However, having felt the urgent need for help before this appeal could be structured and organized, an initial collection of funds were raised among like-minded students of Maldives and members of the Maldivian community in New Zealand. This was quickly transferred to the Disaster Relief Fund established by the government of Maldives. Later, a number of activities in different cities of New Zealand began with greater momentum. A 3-member signatory account was opened at ASB Bank under the name of Maldives students, which acted as the depository for their operations. Another far-sighted 2 students in Hamilton created a website to facilitate information and to promote the fundraising drive in New Zealand. We hope to raise about $10,000 from our appeal and fundraising drive, which encouragingly getting very close to the mark day by day. To date, a number of fundraising activities have been held, such as sausage sizzle, garage sale, souvenir sale, street entertainment, displays at public places, and open markets for collection donations, and now this dinner. Another monster garage sale is also planned for 22nd January, coming Saturday, down Collingwood Street, sponsored by the Hamilton Community Radio Station. This dinner would have not been a success without the kind assistance and sponsorship of many parties. Therefore, on behalf of the organizers of this dinner, I wish to thank wholeheartedly the following parties: the University of Waikato, especially Department of Public Relations and Information Technology Services, the Oranga of Spotless Catering, Campus Copy, Waikato Student Union, International Student Center, Waikato Management School, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, the International Global Change Institute, Hamilton Community Radio Station, Waikato Institute of Technology, University Muslim Club, Waikato Muslim Association, Bannock's Bookshop, the Government of Maldives, especially Ministry of Tourism, and Maldives Tourism Promotion Board. Once again, we thank you all for supporting this dinner and affording assistance and sponsorship to make it a successful event. I do not wish to prolong any further, as you will be taken on a video tour shortly to show the beauty of the Maldives and misery brought about by the tsunami. However, before I stop, I wish to express my heartfelt thanks to my colleagues from the Maldives who have been working hard to make this dinner a success. As the coordinator, I sincerely acknowledge your tremendous efforts to this effect. Thank you. Now I invite you to join the tour of the Maldives, the visual presentation. Thank you. We begin our visual presentation with the Maldives, and as my colleague Afifa requested, we would like you to rise up and join with us. Thank you very much. Now the video tour of the Maldives.
This is the only country where temperature-controlled swimming pool means endless, beautiful ocean that is studded with glorious islands. Where taxi ride does not mean smoke-polluted, traffic-jammed roads. It means water planes, which cover all the altos and the islands. Where spa and health clubs are found out in the open, amongst the bounties of nature, with all the modern facilities. A state-of-the-art technology in harmony with environment. Where food is just another word for exotic gourmet. Where concepts of city centres are non-existent. Where hotels and resorts are the dreams that you have always dreamed but never seen. Where the word service is derogatory, traditional hospitality is all that they understand. And where special services are beyond one's comprehension. Where sea safaris explore island to island, bringing you in close proximity with sea life and adventure. And all this is done on luxurious yachts that are fully furnished with all facilities. Such is this dream country with its capital at Mali. With a peaceful community that has an age-old tradition of its own. With a modern airport that has a character and is connected internationally. Such is Maldives, where nature is at your beck and call, where the sea caresses the beautiful sands, where clouds play hide and seek with the blue skies, where man can touch, feel and see nature.
a.m. start in Colombo. It was a good flight, and I think I can cope with this view out my hotel window. I'm quite touched. A group of alumni actually met me at the airport, and they've put together a whole program for me so that I don't only have official visits, but they're also going to take me to a resort island. They're going to take me on a walking tour of Male, and they've organized a dinner. It's really very, very sweet of them, and I'm very touched. The hotel's got a ferry pier and the ferry that takes you to Male in about 15 minutes. The students are going to take me sightseeing tomorrow, so this looks like quite a nice place to spend the afternoon. Saturday, and Shea and Rena are taking me over to Male for a bit of sightseeing. These are the ferries that take people backwards and forwards from the island where we are, Hule Island, and the island where Male is. It's a type of vegetable. What's it called? Well, these are called matiba. Then this is called gropine. Scropine. So this is called scropine.
Guest of honor for this evening, the former Pro Vice Chancellor International, Professor Peter Otley, is no stranger to us. He has been a well-known academic and a great friend to many international students at the University of Waikato. He also holds a special place in the hearts of Maldivian students for having traveled to the Maldives recently and met with the alumni of the Waikato University. This evening, you will also have the opportunity to view a short video personally taken by the professor during his visit to the Maldives in January 2003. On behalf of the organizers of this fundraising dinner, we wish to say welcome to you, sir, and in the same breath, thank you for honoring us with your distinguished presence today. Without any further ado, now I wish to call upon our guest of honor, Professor Peter Otley, to grace the occasion. Peter.
Thank you very much, Ali. I think the honor is mine rather than yours. I was very honored to be invited to speak here tonight. I've just discovered how long ago it was. It's in fact 2 years ago this month that I was in the Maldives. The occasion tonight
is, for me, a sad occasion as well as a celebration. It's a sad occasion because we're remembering the enormous catastrophe that has visited the Indian Ocean and the countries around the Indian Ocean. And I'm sure that the university would want me to express my condolences to those who have lost loved ones, those who have lost property, those who will be suffering from the consequences of this tragedy for many months and years to come. The important thing for us to remember, I think, is that this isn't simply one particular catastrophe that will be forgotten in a few months' time. It's something that will have consequences which will go on for many, many years. That's the sad part. What for me is a comfort, I suppose, is the fact that I have seen everybody rally. I have seen people's generosity, people's aroha, people who have otherwise very little connection with the area, making sacrifices, making sure that they do their bit to help. And I'm delighted that various local associations, in particular tonight the students from the Maldives, in fact have taken the initiative, have decided that they would do what they could to help. And I'm very, very pleased to be here tonight for that reason. Now, 2 years ago, when I visited the Maldives, I had a most wonderful experience, partly because of what the Maldives are, and partly because of the alumni who looked after me in a most wonderful, generous, and kind way. When I retired, I had been in my office as Pro-Vice Chancellor International for 6 years, and I had travelled all over the world. I enjoyed it, and I think back very fondly of many of the trips which I have taken. But the Maldives were one of the highlights. There's no question about it. And somebody asked me in this last vacation, if I could choose, where would I go back to if I had the choice and the opportunity? And I didn't have to think about it. It was the Maldives, and I'd certainly love to go back. The nice thing is that the Maldives and New Zealand actually share a couple of things. One of them is that they are a bit off the beaten path. They're not in the sort of main route that goes around the world. New Zealand is not a hub, neither are the Maldives. But both countries, and I noticed when the presentation started, the video presentation, both countries have been described as paradise. One of the big advantages that New Zealand has is that we also go up a little bit, whereas the Maldives are very, very low. But my visit there convinced me that we do share that, and the other thing that we share, I think, are certain attitudes of the people. People are friendly, they're hospitable, they actually smile at you when you talk. And it was wonderful to just wander through the market in Malé, for example, and instead of being hassled, as you are in some parts of the world, the stall keepers actually smiled at you. They would show you what they were offering. You didn't have to buy it. That was okay. I mean, I didn't mind if you did. But nevertheless, it was this relaxed, friendly, outgoing people that made me feel at home as a New Zealander. Now, when I left the Maldives, I took a little bit of the Maldives in my heart with me back here to New Zealand. And I hope that the Maldivian students who return will in turn take a little bit of New Zealand in their hearts back with them to their wonderful islands. We are very proud as a university of our alumni, who many of whom are now in very senior positions in the ministries of the Maldives, and I met several of them, including incidentally the rector of the Institute of Higher Education in the Maldives, who did his doctorate here at Waikato University. We are very proud of them because they're making a major contribution to the Maldives, and if we have been able to teach them something, we can be very proud of that too. I'm sure we will be proud of the current Maldivian students who go back. But I think as a city, we can also be proud of our links with people from the Maldives who live here, some of them temporarily, some of them a little bit longer. We appreciate your presence here. You're adding something to our community, you're adding something to our university, and if in return we can do at least a little bit to help you in this current tragedy, I think we are very pleased to do that. We've always known that tragedies bring people together, and I'm delighted to see a mix here of people who are guests in Hamilton, of Hamiltonians who hopefully one day will be guests in the Maldives. And I hope that with all the tragedy, with all the heartbreak, with all the difficulties that have happened now and will continue to happen, as I said, over some months, we can meet, we can enjoy each other's company, and we can take comfort from that. So please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you for inviting me, and all the best in your endeavors.
I think we can start the dinner. Thank you.
It's a destination beyond all destinations.